Evening, guys. Fuck, for some reason it wouldn't stop hosting somebody else's channel. If you can hear me loud and clear, if you could say so in chat, that would be grand. Right, I've got to make some fucking tough decisions tonight. For those of you who haven't caught up recently, I'm right down south. I'm at Warwick Homestead. I've got a ton of fucking crap. No companion. And I've got to get over to Spectacle Island to go and put up... I think I should go over there and put up a beacon. Although I'm tempted to actually leave it empty because I'm probably going to do a big build there. And I'm not sure I necessarily want people over there. Let's see what we got here. $1 million question is, do I have a recruitment beacon here? Yeah, on the last stream, unfortunately, just through the fucking shit RNG, a load of my bases got attacked. So I have a suspicious feeling that wherever we go tonight, we're going to come across wrecked bases that I didn't actually manage to protect last time I was playing because I was busy doing other shit. But I have just had one idea. I'm going to see if I've got any unemployed settlers that I can Shanghai into doing work. Can you guys hear me, by the way? In which case, I'm going to quickly test my mic myself. Get ready for some massive feedback. Right, let's see who I have here. I have 7 people. I've got Cedric. Some random folk over here. I am bloody sure I saw some random woman walking around who I think I can co-opt into carrying some gear for me. See if we can find her somewhere. Ah, oh, bugger this, bugger this. Where'd she go? Right, let's see what we got in here. Oh, 50 bottle caps, all done. Not so smart, but there you go. I'm going to sell my crap to this guy, get some more scrap, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to leave, what I'm going to take, and then I'm going to go on a bit of a jaunty tour because I need to get fucking north again, drop off some of this shit at my main base. And come back here at some point when I actually have a companion who can carry a lot of stuff. Fuck me, how the fuck did I pick up all of this crap? Yeah, this is one of the double-edged sword of playing on survival mode is if you overextend like this.
Most days I ain't got 2 caps to run.
Come on, Cedric.
Hey there.
If you overextend like this, you can end up a long way from home carrying an awful lot of shit that you can't
I just want to trade a few
necessarily carry home with you. Certainly not easily. I didn't want to trade. Cedric wants.
I'll take a look.
Let's bump to
Let me know
Cedric.
what you'd like.
Right, what crap can I sell him? Don't need 38 rounds. I've got a long way to. Actually, I'm going to keep a little bit more water than that because I'm a long way from home, and I'm probably going to have to take a fair bit of drugs to get back in one piece. In fact, I think I'm probably going to make some drugs. I'm going to make some drugs before I go much further. I'm just going to check chat is working. For some reason, it got very weird tonight, and Twitch didn't seem to want to respond to me streaming. It kept me hosting. I'm not even sure chat's working, but I'm hoping this stream works okay. I've seen a couple of people like drop in and then immediately leave, so I hope you're getting it loud and clear. Does this guy have anything interesting? I'm just going to buy up all. I want to get rid of this water. I'm just going to buy whatever crap he's got in alphabetical order. Till I've got it all. Obviously, I'll keep the truck for obvious reasons. I'm assuming I'm not the only person who collects Nuka-Cola trucks. Didn't want that. But I just, from the Fallout 3, from Fallout 3 in New Vegas, I just used to just always collect the trucks and then very awkwardly manually position them around my player accommodation, which I assume is a completely normal thing to do, and everybody did that, right? Get some, yeah, perfect. Right, let's dump this shit. Get on over to Shitsville. And now we've got to head over due west. Go and get a recruitment beacon up. Some beds, some basic defense that we're going to build. And then we can get moseying. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the only plan I can think of doing at this point is to... Let's have a look. Now I've actually set up some supply lines. I'm going to try and get from Warwick over there without getting my fucking arse kicked. I think they both need recruitment beacons. Then I can track back up to civilization. Obviously civilization is a fairly relative term. We've got a fuck ton of power cores, so I should be okay on that front. I think I might just check my apparel. He's taken surprisingly little damage. I'm gonna see what equipment. Hey Buzz. Buzz just said bring on the brothels. Yeah, I've unlocked a load of settlements And now I'm a long way from home. I need to get my ass back to civilization and lighten my load. I am just... Jesus, I'm just carrying too much... I've got too many goodies. And it's great that I've got all these goodies, but I'm now completely bogged down with crap. I'm even seriously contemplating leaving some vodka here. And that's a fucking dark day. My aid. What can I get rid of? Come on. I'm gonna have to get a move on because obviously I can only save at a bed. I'm a long way from home and I don't want to fuck around. Sorry. In fact, I am gonna have a little sleep. When I've sorted all this crap out, I'm gonna have a little sleep before I go anywhere because it would just be too depressing. Yeah, fuck it, I've kind of had it. There's so much I can leave behind. There must be some ammo I can leave behind. Yeah, I don't want to fuck around and then die halfway. Fuck, I'm going to leave a couple of cores because they're bloody heavy. It's always worth leaving a couple of fusion cores at each base anyway, just because you never know when you might end up back at a base. Suddenly realise you're low on you're low on supplies and low on fusion cores, and there's none in the shop. Yeah, I will be doing. Buzz says brothels, bitches, and brews must be a 21 Twitch stream. I will be doing some builds. I've just got to get my arse back to civilization first. And here we go. Fucking low on that. I've got ammo for every gun that I don't need ammo for, and no ammo for the guns I need ammo for. Right, this is going to be a bit of a reach. Yeah, the bottom of the map is this shithole, Buzz. I don't know if you've ever... I'm not sure you've ever played this game, but... yeah, it's just gonna reduce game volume a tad. Yeah, the further south you go, the nastier everything gets, and we're right down the south of the map now. So this is about as bad as it gets. Also, this guy is not really built for violence. This is a pimp build, which I'm developing myself, which is basically charisma. I think charisma and intelligence. I'm just going to check. Yeah, charisma and intelligence, and I've barely got any points in anything else. So that makes fights very interesting. I get to look very handsome and fully appreciate or fully understand how badly the fight's going. But if I'm going to advance the main quest line, I'm actually going to have to pull my thumb out of my arse and get some fucking weapon skills at some point, because I'm actually going to have to do some fighting to advance the quests. Right. I want to box round this place in front of me. I'm pretty sure that's the Quincy Ruins. And the Quincy Ruins is full of shitheads. And at least one legendary with a fat man nuclear bomb launcher. So I don't really want to be face trading with that bastard, because he will probably one-shot me. I don't know who that is, but if I can avoid fighting them, I will. Yeah, it's fairly safe to say most of the people this far south are dicks. You're not going to run into many friendly faces around here. The only ones that I know of are over there. What are they called again? Yeah, the Atom Cat's garage. Lieutenant Buzz like this says, I played it for about 10 minutes, got attacked by a giant demon creature, which I'm pretty sure is a death claw. Tried to slash it to death with my knife. Got folded in half and promptly uninstalled the game. Oh shit, was this Fallout 4? Well, there must be some kind of award for finding a death claw at the start of the game. Although, what you're describing is very similar to my first playthrough of Fallout 3. I'd been playing lots of Modern Warfare, and I just face planted into Fallout 3. Didn't play it like an RPG, I just played it like a combat shooter and just shot at everybody. Pissed everybody off. Alienated everybody at the first base, and then just wandered south. Or wandered off into the wasteland, only to get skull fucked by everything I saw. But yeah, you gotta. There's certainly a trajectory in this game. You know, once you've got some experience, you know how you can learn how to break that trajectory and do your own thing. But until you know how to break the rules, you can't really just ignore the suggested quests and go off your own way. Otherwise, you can just end up just wandering around, getting into more and more trouble. Right, don't like the fact somebody can see me. Somebody can see me. Just going to check what weapons I've got. Right, well that's actually... Right, I've got a 5-shot laser musket. So that's pretty solid alpha damage. In fact, I might be a little bit more cautious. Diamond PRJ. There's a death claw at the beginning of the game, but with the power armor and minigun you find not too difficult. Ah, of course, yes, yeah. You first in Concord when you first go down to the Concord quest. Yeah, I tend to delay that actually. Yeah, good shout, Simon. Yeah, I tend to actually goof around. I box around Concord, get some XP, sort some stuff out, get a few levels. And then by the time I'm there, I can deal with it. I would say the thing with that encounter is that I have entirely fucked that up by burning all of my ammo from the roof, having low firearm skills, running out of ammo, and then not knowing what to do. But if you know, it can be very, very easy. For a start, it can't get into the shop. So if you jump down and hide in the shop, you can just shoot it through the shop window until you get bored. You got attacked right out of the bunker. No armor, no minigun. Shit, that's got to be a bug, mate. That has to be a bug. I don't know any reason for that. It's quite special, actually. Right, oil is too valuable to leave. Head. Ah, right, there's the dickheads up there. Right, I am on the opposite side, I reckon then. Yeah, that's the church at Jamaica Plain. Anything interesting under there? No. I love the use of the shop. the shop dummies in this game, because you often see them and just for a second shit your pants.
Turn up, you're dead.
Right, I know I've got raiders. Ah, there. Motherfucker up there. Thank you very much.
Only a fucking coward hides.
I think I've fucking arse pulled. Guys in front. Right. And a switch rifle. Dickhead. Digital, how you doing, mate? I get up in this game early. Just going to check the match to pause the game. Got to the police station, I think it was, with ghouls and just got shredded every time. But now I'm re-downloading due to watching this. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. And Simon PRJ, thanks for the follow, mate. Bad person, don't throw. Fuck me. Shit, grenades. I don't like grenades. Fuck me, it's like a trap. Fucking shit. Don't like these bullet strikes. I hope I'm not getting... No, I'm not getting lit up from somewhere else. Soul Reaper, hello mate. Right at work. Buzz says right at work. Thought I'd pop in. Motherfucker. Sorry, Buzz. Get the fucking map up. Buzz, mate, thanks for swinging by, dude. I hope work's not too unpleasant. Yeah, to mention... oh, Buzz. You can tell Cal the ticker's working out nicely. Although I think I've just noticed there's a maximum size for the file. But I did put up a nice little message telling everyone about Cal Stream's New Kingdom Come Deliverance tattoo, which I'm sure he'll be pleased about. Yeah, with the underleveling thing, I have fucking pissed these guys off. There are guys all around me. Right, let's see what I can loot. Right, I popped a raider here. Where the fuck is he? Let's loot the dog for some meat. With the underleveling things, I'd definitely say on repeated playthroughs you do kind of learn how you can work a bit smart with the XP and nothing worth it. Work a bit smart with the XP and level up.
Come on, I dare you.
Fuck me, I can hear someone else.
No sign of him now.
I'm not going to be able to get up there to loot in this one. Sorry, I keep losing my thread. Ah, there you go. Yeah, there is definitely a knack to optimizing your leveling early game. I find that heading off and doing a bit of base building, boxing around Concord. Personally, Digital, I would say I mean, beware, there's going to be spoilers. If you're watching this, there's going to be spoilers. So look away now if you're not into spoilers. But personally, I go down to Sanctuary and I do some building. and I just go down to Red Rocket and unlock that. I completely ignore Concord and I actually box round and unlock Abernathy Farm, go round Gorski, Drumlin Diner, unlock Starlight. I'll even go over to Ten Pines and I will just oh yeah, and when you're at Drumlin Diner, Christ, what's her name? Who's that skanky old cow? The trader who, once you speak to her, always give her the sarcastic answer and then she will change her route to come in and drop into Sanctuary. And then very quickly you can find yourself in a situation where you're making water pumps here, water purifiers here, building. Yeah, exactly. And then every time she turns up, you can sell her water for more scrap and then create this virtuous circle. And that's what I did. And I just did sort of some little light sorties. I would just say, I mean, don't do what I'm doing here. I mean, but you do want you do want some points in endurance and you want some agility and perception and maybe a little bit of luck. But I did not ignore. I made sure I developed my armor, so I would always be spamming up my armor, and I would. Fuck. I would always be spamming up my armor and spamming up my weapons to try and optimize them. Right, you have to excuse me a second. This is about to get real, I think. And I'm just going to take some food. Digital X says this is a screen that confuses me greatly. The skill one. Yeah, basically you got your main perk points or your main special points, which are your main attributes, and then depending on how high they are and what rank you are, you can then go down and unlock the ones below you. I would say as a definite, you want Rifleman. Pound for pound, early game, Rifleman is, I think, the best weapon perk to go into. Because when bullets are short supply, it's better to get something that hits once and hits hard. You know, like bolt action rifle, stuff like that. In my opinion. And maybe some points in Gunslinger. Armourer lets you put points into, or if you put points into armourer, you can build better armour. And grey armour is a brilliant substitute for health points. I hate to burn such good quality food, but right. Fuck me. These bastards got fucking grenades everywhere. Ooh, loot. Right, I might actually have to focus on this for a second. How am I doing for weight? Not great.
This is bullshit.
Fuck me, these fuckers really want to blow me up. Right. I'm going to get onto the roof because there's some loot up there that I need. Oh, drugs. Right, I don't want missiles. Missiles are the biggest fucking red herring in this game. They weigh a ton. Yeah, I like Rifleman. I mean, there's a good case for going into automatic weapons as well, but especially on survival, it's brilliant late game, but early game you don't want to be firing off that many rounds, you know. I prefer, generally speaking, though, and this is very much a personal preference, but I tend to like guns that just hit like a truck once. See what's down here. Fuck all. Right, they're on the roof. I'm pretty sure. Do I have a shotgun? No. Get some water. Yeah, if there was ever an argument for carrying multiple weapons, drugs are bad for you kids. Stay in school. Exactly, drugs are bad. You should leave drug taking to the video game characters.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, great, legendary raider. Fuck me, made sure work of him. Right. Fucking tools. Fucking Jesus, what is it with these fuckers trying to blow me up? Right. Raider scum, let's see if we can get her. Oh, well hid. No fucking clue where anybody is. But I'm glad I got recon sensors up. Ah, the old Fallout. The old Fallout 4 indestructible glass broken window. Get lucky. Oh, thank you, God. That is one annoying thing about that, is it will just continually fucking fire. Someone gets behind cover, it will just continually fucking fire at them. Right, where are we at with chats? I mainly had rusty pistols and rifles, and they just seem to tickle the enemy. Yeah, there's a few places it's worth hunting around early game, because you can pick up like a hunting rifle and stuff like that. Because yeah, the 38 caliber rifles and pistols are pretty appalling. Not even going to bother with some of this shit. I want to get the shame. I'm such a fucking numbskull for not having a companion with me. But yeah, you want to try and find something a bit chunkier than that. Those low caliber early game weapons are appalling. I think just at the outskirts of Concord, there's a 38 caliber primitive bolt action rifle. Perfect. Oh, grognak. But yeah, the basic weapons you get at the start, even really spammed up, they're thank you, Soul Reaper. Soul Reaper just said that he's lurking. The early game weapons, just you will have to abandon unless you're lucky and you get a legendary one. They're pretty shit. The 10mm pistol, however, the 10mm pistol is actually probably part of the case for developing your pistol skills, because that's actually reasonably potent when spammed up. By far not the worst weapon you could have. Right, I'm going to figure out how to box round to those guys. Oh, there you go. Don't know who or what is down there. Before I jump down here. Ah, that's what it is. I don't know how you guys find it if you played this game. I don't know how you guys find it if you have played this game, but I personally get slightly weirded out when in power armor for long periods, simply because of the kind of claustrophobic visual effect, if you know what I mean, of wearing the, you know, the heads-up display. You know what I'm saying. Fuck me, I'm overburdened again. I want to take a short shotgun because I'm fucked on ammo. Oh, poor settler. Drugs. Right, let's get over here. I'm going to assume that this legendary guy has dropped shit, because this has been the most amazing game ever for getting shit legendary drops. I mean, just like unfucking believably bad legendary weapons. Oh, come on. By the way, I'm going OCD for the bones because you can make some fairly nice glue with bones. Right. What have we got? Absolute toss. I'm risking getting addicted here, but I'm so close to a base. I'm going to chance and buff out and see if I can get across to Jamaica Plain. Yeah, that's some real shit right there. Just absolutely pointless. I'm quite up for some of the armour. Grabbing some of this armour because it's going to be great for my settlers at Jamaica Plain when I finally get a recruitment beacon up. Anyone figured out how I get over there? Oh yes. Fucking mad deja vu here. Is that a mine? Yes it is. Thank you very much. Oh, fuck it. Right, what else can I take? If I have some booze, I should be able to up my strength a bit more. There you go. Fucking blinding. Oh, what a shame. I am... definitely going to learn from this playthrough not to overextend with no companion and low carry weight, because I am up to the gills with crap to carry and way too far from home, but fuck it, let's deal with it. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah, I'm going to get to Jamaica Plain, dump my shit. Thank you, vodka. Dump my shit. Dump my shit and then see what I can rustle up. I think I'll be able to build, there'll be some beds there and I'll be able to dump some crap. Where's my base? Where's my base? Finally. It's always a relief to hear that ticking of the machine gun turrets. Right, fucking finally. Jesus, and a spare suit of armour. What have we got here? Right, got a doctor. I'm going to have to overnight it here and speak to the doctor in the morning as I'm exhausted, fucking sick, addicted to fucking alcohol. Business as usual. I've managed to pick up every possible permutation of video game aids. Don't want to do that. Where are you? Truck. Crap. Right, that went quite well, I guess. Yeah, I always have one locker in every base like this, just where I can like dump off shit in a hurry. In fact, I won't dump all of those. So I can just dump off shit in a hurry so I can lighten the load. Because later on, when I've made friends with a certain faction that will give me the ability to not fast travel, but will help me move around a little bit faster, then I can come back, pick this stuff up and get it all back to base. But in the short term, just having a place to dump this shit off is handy. I strongly advise against putting too many weapons in here though, because they do have a bit of a nasty habit. They have a bit of a nasty habit of just taking the weapons. I'm going to scrap these weapons down, then I'm going to get into bed and go and see the quack in the morning. I need to get some rest. Get some nice scrap out of it at the very least. Yeah, Digital, if you want any guides at any point made, then give me a shout, because they don't really get watched by many people, but I really enjoy doing them because I do have a reasonable handle on the game. But yeah,
Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I heard your radio beacon, so I figured, why not? I wanted to personally thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, I guess starting out, the main thing is to just get a bit of a handle on the perks, so that you're not a glass cannon, so you've got a little bit of endurance, and you seem to have the building thing pretty much covered. But I would say if you pursue the main quest line too vigorously and you
I can patch you up if you need
don't
it.
know the game too
For
well,
a
you can get
small
really
fee,
busted up.
Of course.
That's right, you play spin tires. Digital has just said, I know how you feel. I mod spin tires, mud runner to death, and back and barely break 20 views a month. Yeah, there's certain stuff that it's really enjoyable to do, but
Now go over
nobody
the
wants to watch
symptoms
it.
for me, one at a time.
U572 says, hey, 21 kiloton. Hello, mate. Thank you very much for spinning by.
I've got an itch.
Just
Doc.
in time for me to
Too many
cure
kids.
my video
Gotta
games
You're
AIDS.
strung out all right. I got something that can clean you up.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain games where it's like,
And that's that. Anything else
Digital
bothering
says,
you?
I got more views from playing Flash games in 2009. Yeah, there's...
All over, Doc.
Nah, I've seen worse.
Certain
Better stitch you
people
up
have said,
before
"Oh, you
infection
want to
sets in, though.
cover this game or that game," and they're games that I just don't like, and I don't want to. I mean, you know, this whole thing with Battle Royale.
All done. Any other complaints?
It's like I don't like the game, and I don't really want to pretend. I'm not going to pretend
No, we're done.
that I
Alright.
like it just
Don't
for
ruin my
views.
hard work by dying out there.
You know, then it's just like any other job. At the same time, I'd be honest. I don't think it's good to build an audience based on one fashionable game, because the games come to an end sooner or later. Well, and in fact, I think people are going to reach critical mass with the Battle Royale games because, let's face it, at the moment they're reaching saturation point. But I digress. Right, what am I going to do now? Hyde Park cleared. I'm going to take a quick sortie back to Hyde Park because there was a fuck ton of loot I left over there, and I want to go and grab the combat armor because I will be eventually spamming up my guys with combat armor. So it just says maybe when I start commentary that might help. I mean, I put Spintars and Mudrunner as the first two tags, so first tag show up first. Yeah, nice weather effects today. Now all we have to do, guys, is find a way back in. Do you remember where? You guys remember the way in? Somebody's around here. Yeah, by all means, if you see that I'm forgetting about stuff like radiation levels and shit like that, do not drown. Feel free to point out that I'm killing myself. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been following much to do with the new Call of Duty game, but I heard some pernicious rumour that they're gonna like barely have one player in it or something, and they're gonna have a battle royale mode or something ridiculous, which just seems like battle royale fucking overkill.
Hey, who's there?
Fuck me, are they repopped already? Yeah, I think they have.
Nothing there now.
Fuck me, these raiders are dumb. Right, let's get stuck in.
Must have a concussion. What the fuck was that?
Right, I hear a fucking dog there. Right, let's do some fucking house clearance.
Please don't be ferals again. Just noise.
Shit me.
Just noise. Oh.
Dream shot. Right. If we can get some nice nice armour out of these fools. Digital says, I already won't have a single player campaign at all. And RB more an MP only. What's a battle royale and multiplayer? Yeah, I briefly flirted with. In fact, I briefly flirted with a Call of Duty game. Well, I guess on and off, I probably tried it. I've tried it a couple of times over the years, and I do like the actual. I like the actual story modes for it, but the multiplayer. I mean, fucking hell. That's very. I found that to always be very hit and miss. That's not even worth taking for that amount of money. U572 says I'm too old for FPS games. Be honest, mate. I think if you're older than 12, you're too old. I've found that well, not even to play competitively, but just to play Call of Duty, a lot of the maps and modes, you just need insane twitch reflexes, and that's not even accounting for people who are playing less than honestly, shall we put it. My personal experience is it's pretty bad for cheating. Anyway. That one game of they quite often do peer-to-peer, don't they? McCracken, hello mate, how's the brothling going? Mate, this is turning into a fucking disaster. I managed to get myself all the way south without a companion, overloaded with crap. I keep getting myself into fights. I've become addicted to alcohol and caught video game aids from a bed. And it's probably highly likely that I will, with a bit of luck, but I will get back to Sanctuary as the goal of the evening, and then I can actually start doing a little bit of building at some point. Ooh, whiskey! Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm making a meal out of this, and the only legendary loot I got was shite, and I've trod on about 4 landmines. Right, where is Mr. Legendary? There should be a legendary dude up here that I shot in the face. Hopefully with some non-total shit. It's alright. It's not great though. Let's dump off that. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the armor penetration doesn't... Bollocks. I was hungry, so I didn't get the benefits of that. Armor penetration doesn't really count for shit in this game, so you want flat damage every time. You want flat damage, so that armor penetration, you know, it'll do, but it's not very good. Right. While we're still hopped up on meds, let's get back to Jamaica Plain. Bust this stuff up. Oh, get some oil. Drop this stuff off, and then carry on the next phase of the journey of me getting fucking lost on my way home. Right, which direction are we facing? I want to be going. I could be cheeky from here and just head straight south to Murkwater. What do you reckon? Fuck it, why not? Take a chance. Thank you very much for the follow, whoever that was. Merlin MMX, thank you, mate. Yeah, let's just seize the day, get over to Murkwater. I'm a little bit concerned that this is heading into a hostile environment, but I think I've got some drugs on me. I think I've got a little bit of jet. Someone's looking at me again. Feral ghoul, yeah. I'm just gonna box around those fuckers. Really do without the fight. Nice little bit of classic Bethesda NPC spawn there. Nice provisioner dropping out of the sky. Right, I'm getting away from there. I think I got a bit close to that base. Merlin MMX says, no worries, dude. One of my favourite YouTubers. Thank you very much, mate. Very kind of you to say. I'm currently working on this month's dump and also a Division 2 video, which I'm sure will please everybody at Massive. But yeah, I guess like everybody, very curious about the big reveal that's coming, even though it's already started to be leaked. McCracken says, I haven't played this in a while. I ended up with so many mods. It's like full-blown cheating. I need to start over. Yeah, I have actually thus far not used any mods in Fallout 4 to my great surprise. I think because I am actually really into the base building, that has stretched out the novelty of this game to me, for me, so much that I've never reached that point of saturation where it's like, yeah, let's bang out some mods and try again. Right, actually fucking made it here. Do we have a couple of beds? Butt me sideways. We actually survived. Let's dump this shit. But I would really like to play with some mods. I would, more than anything, I'd really be into playing with some new weapon mods, because as much as I like the game and they've improved the combat and all of the rest of it, and some of the weapons in this game I really like, I still feel they've kind of cocked up the weapons. Do you know what I mean? Like the calibrated, powerful combat, well, the combat rifle is basically a kind of a Russian style combat rifle that fires pistol ammunition. The sniper rifle is barely any more powerful when you load it with 50 cal. You know, and a 50 cal rifle round is way above a 7.62 NATO. In fact, the sniper rifle, frankly, isn't far from powerful enough. I mean, should be devastating, but even fully pimped out, a large caliber 308. Sorry, I should be specific there. 308 caliber sniper rifle in this game is just too weak. So yeah, I would like to experiment with some different weapons in this game, definitely. McCracken says, I use Mass Effect 3 N7 armor and weapons. Like damn near 100% bulletproof and super powerful guns. Yeah, I'm going to have to get stuck in and check some out. Right. What can I fucking offload before I go for yet another nap? That's going to be a weapon for a future. This stuff I'm storing here is not stuff I plan on selling or anything. It's just going to be stuff I give to settlers and the like. Right, let's scrap up some guns. Get a beacon up. I just want to get these places to the point of... McCracken says, my character... naked now, though I had to reinstall the game and the N7 stuff is no longer available. Yeah, that's not a good look. Naked in the Commonwealth. Merlin MX says, any classified pork and beans dropped yet? I don't know if that's a cryptic reference to the Division. Or the fact that I did actually go through a little phase of collecting cans, stockpiling pork and beans. Just gonna get a recruitment beacon up, because this is such an appealing shithole for people to live. U572, will you cover Anthem or Cyberpunk 2077 on your channel? I'm going to try and cover Anthem. I got a horrible feeling though. I think this is much of a secret, and I'm sure it will make it into my review. But right off the bat, I would like to cover Anthem. It has the potential for being a spectacular game. At the same time, as soon as I saw the initial trailer, it was obvious what that game was about. You know, when you saw them get into that suit of armour, it was immediately obvious to me that the whole game was designed to be a microtransaction delivery system. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, the people love their armour. I looked at that game and just thought, yes. I cynically immediately just thought the game is going to be designed around customizing your armor. It's going to be designed around loot crates. It's going to be designed around limited edition appearance stuff for your... I can't remember what they call it in... I can't remember what they call it in Anthem, but was it some kind of... is it spear armor or something? I can't remember what they call it. Dractip says, you think that Anthem will be a lookalike Star Wars shit microfuck system. I'm worried that it will be. Or in fact, I think it is in great danger of completely following Star Wars Battlefront 2. And what I mean by that is Star Wars Battlefront 2 was a game designed from the ground up to be full of microtransactions. And then when they had to pull the microtransactions, they couldn't really make the game work. You know, the whole incentivization around the game is built around pursuing random loot crates. That's the heroine in the game that draws you along. And when they had to pull the loot crate system, do you know what I mean? It was like they were going to they claimed they were going to reorganize the game so it wasn't built that way. They couldn't really do it, and they're now abandoning Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I think the problem with Anthem is, right off the bat, I saw that armor that you were wearing and realised that's the hook. The whole game's going to be based around microtransactions and pimping out your new armor set and all the rest of it, and looking swanky in the social areas. And then when they reacted to the Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy by saying they're delaying the game while they redesign it, I just thought it's going to go the same way. They're going to realise that if the game's built from the ground up that way, they can't tinker with it and fix it. You know, if the core game mechanics are built around encouraging people to pursue loot crates and take shortcuts by spending money, you know, how are you going to quickly undo that? And I think they're going to try and reduce it and make it more palatable. But, you know, good games are built as good games. You know, they're not great. You know, phone apps are made like phone apps for a reason. The whole structure of a phone app game is structured around encouraging people to spend money. If you build a game like that, it's very hard to undo it. McCracken says, I think Anthem was an MTX loot shop, but Battlefront 2 scared them into a total rebuild. Exactly. And I'm not sure how much they can rebuild it if, you know, they're going to start from scratch with the same art assets. U572, I hope it will be great, but we all know what EA is all about. Yeah, I very much have a love-hate relationship with EA because they've made some games that I really like. Or they published games that I really like. I think it's Sega made the Total War franchise. EA DICE does the other Battlefront titles. The Battlefield titles, which I really like. But they've also made some of the most outrageous fucking piles of shit ever. I mean, Christ. EA were responsible for one iteration of Total War that didn't work on most people's PCs. Was it Napoleon Total War? They launched that. It didn't really work on a lot of people's PCs for the first 3 months. You know, they'll sell a game that's totally broken. Battlefield 4 was completely fucked. Battlefront 2 is just a microtransaction nightmare. Their FIFA franchise is a microtransactional nightmare. So EA can sometimes do an amazing job, but yeah, their reputation is money, really. Dractip says the hype is gone for me for that game. EA has become a big dump software corporate entity that just spoils everyone with non-promised fun but deliver really outrageous unfinished DLC parts of their games. Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm really going to have a tough job forgiving them for Battlefront 2 because they were complete wankers about giving me a refund. I mean, it's a fucking pile of shit, that game. And they were fucking wankers. It was like something like 36 hours outside of the refund time. And now they're abandoning the game. So, you know, I mean, I've got the whole game with the DLC and everything.
I don't think we've met.
And the DLC, I mean, if they release like one part of the DLC, but they're pretty much going to just stretch out all the DLCs you know, and release them in bits and claim that's the season pass. Yeah, Dractip says we all grew up with Star Wars as kids. Yeah, they chose the wrong franchise to screw.
Not right now. Thanks.
All right. Just let me know.
They really did choose the wrong franchise to completely balls up there. Just gonna quickly build myself some kind of I need to do a quick roughshod tower of some description. But yeah, Anthem's a game I looked at and I do really want it to be good, but it just was just the main motivation. The core mechanics were too obvious. I don't think they'll do a good job repairing it. But with Battlefront 2, they've sent a very clear message, which is they're perfectly prepared to say whatever the stockholders want to hear, and then just fucking trash the game. And that is more sinister, I think, personally, than anything that actually happened with Battlefront 2 as a fucked up game. It's more disturbing to me that they have just fucking abandoned it. You know what I mean? That's more sinister than microtransactions, that they have actually just shone everyone on, waited for the media circus to die down, and then just said fuck a lot of them. They got something ridiculous, like, is it 10 or 20 devs? It's some real pathetic number of devs working on that game now. Pretty much all resources have been pulled. Dozen. That's what the guy initially said in an interview. They've got a dozen people working on it. You know, and when you consider that most people paid as much for the DLCs as they did for the game in itself, it means they've got 12 guys working on the equivalent of a AAA title. That is fucking pathetic. Imagine if they said, next year we're going to release Star Wars Battlefront 2. We've had 12 guys working on it for 6 months. You know, you'd just be like, fuck, I'm not buying that game. It's going to be like 1 gig big, and there's going to be nothing to it. So yeah, they're selling everybody out is a shit way to proceed. Dractip says, imagine spending some bucks on the game and it's abandoned by the software company. The child in me is crying. Yeah, imagine if you just picked that game up and then get that news. Aging FPS, how you doing, mate? Very nice swinging by your stream earlier today. I actually looked at my Steam library. I have Hitman Absolution, and I'm going to give it a try. I picked it up in a sale once and just never managed to get around to getting the time to play it. No, you're very welcome, mate. You genuinely looked very professional. You've clearly played that game a fair bit, I reckon. McCracken says, between EA in the game and Kathleen Kennedy in the theatre, Star Wars is dead. I must admit, I'm not liking what they're doing at the moment. I did like Rogue One, and I know that's probably going to cause somebody to start throwing bricks at the screen, but I actually liked Rogue One. But the new Star Wars titles have been leaving me a bit cold. Dractic says a lot of well-known peeps already left the sinking ship. It could be rumours, but once the virus is spread, the stock markets will fall hard like shit. Yeah, I think EA's seems to be. I think it hasn't decided whether it's got to cut its losses financially and please the accountants, or whether it has to reinvent itself, which is going to cost money. So on one hand, they're trying to make announcements like, yeah, we're going to rethink who we are, but then at the same time, their only actual action thus far has been to just stop spending money on Battlefront 2 and try and cut their losses. FPS says big Hitman fan, yeah. And McCracken says I'm an absolution master after 200 hours of failures. You should definitely check out Aging FPS's stream, mate. It's very nice. Actually, I was just at work and went onto Twitch, and she was online, and it's rare for me to actually catch her online. But she knows her shit. Yeah, I don't know why. It's one of those franchises that, you know, some franchises just slip you by, and it's not because you aren't interested or have an aversion to them, but for one reason or another, you never get into them. You know, like some people never played a Fallout game. I've somehow managed to not play a Mass Effect game. I know that's terrible, because especially as I think I own 2 in the Steam library. Right. I really wish I had more 308 ammo for this fucking gun. Motherfucker. Don't die. Don't fucking die. Yeah, I'm not dead. Aging FPS says too kind. Literally moved to keyboard and mouse 2 days ago. Have a lot of practice in front of me. Oh Christ, that's what you... I wondered why you were saying, oh, you need more practice with the keyboard and mouse. Like, and then I was watching you. It was like you clearly knew the game inside out. Mate, you've come a long way in 2 days. I am still struggling. Going the other way, I'm struggling to convert to console. I'm still really having a hard time getting my head around using a console controller. Right, I'm just going to loiter here while my health bubbles up a bit. Dractip says, I bought the last Mass Effect. Imagine my surprise to all the ridiculous animation bugs. What a letdown. Oh, I could not finish the game. Oh, God, yeah. The latest one, I did follow some stories about that on the news, and it did seem a bit bizarre. It seems to have been a little bit influenced by sort of the social justice warrior movement, right? Didn't they reanimate one of the female characters to make them less attractive because they felt it was more, for want of a better word, PC or something. McCracken says, oh my fucking god, I played so many hours of Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3. Andromeda hurt my soul. Yeah, and Mass Effect Andromeda, that's the one. Right, I'm pretty sure I'm missing a corpse here. Here he is. Bottle cap. Thank you, that was worth it. Yeah, that's one of those games I've watched from afar and seen the story unfold, but not in a good way. Fuck me sideways. Jack2 says, yeah, I thought Andromeda was a nice restart. I haven't seen 1 to 3. Shame on 4, but Andromeda, oh boy, that's another story. Cracker says, yeah, they intentionally made the female lead in Andromeda ugly. A motion cap actress is beautiful IRL. Right, I'm going to be a bit careful here. I've got two fucking amazing guns, and they're both 308. So needless to say, I burned all my 308 ammo, and I'm down to 18 rounds. I've got one that suspends time, and another, I think, initiating one. Let's have just a quick check. Instigating is for a alpha damage, high alpha damage, or alpha strike weapon, like a sniper rifle. Instigating is fantastic for the first shot, and I've got one that slows time as well. But I've got 18 rounds, and the rest of my guns are basically cack. But I'm nearly there. U572 says probably no hope for Dragon Age 4. Dragon Age is another franchise I've somehow managed to successfully hide from. And yet again, I'm pretty sure I have one of the titles in my collection from the Evil... I didn't shoot them, honest. From Evil Steam sales. Yeah, Steam sales have a lot to answer for. I have a ton of these kind of games in my library just because, you know, a Steam sale will come around. They'll be like 6 to 12 months old. They'll have them up for a couple of quid, and you just feel like you feel morally obliged to buy them. That's my excuse. Bullshit as it is. Oh God, Aging FPS has got to love a Steam sale. Oh, they're the work of the devil. I mean, literally, I just can't. I can't help myself. It is the fact that they're very clever because they've realised they're like, it's like the old-fashioned concept of a supermarket was, well, if we make things really cheap, people will just spend all of their money. You know, they just kind of figure out people have a certain amount that they can afford to spend, and that if you keep the prices really low, people will just buy the stuff because they can't walk away from such a bargain, and it works. And that's how IKEA originally used to work before it became expensive. Right, I fucked up actually. Just so you know, I don't think I put any. Don't think I've got any food at murkwater. And if there's no food there, it will eat from general supplies, and that is shit. You don't want a base. Might have to run over there actually and just dump some food there. But you don't want a base with no food because they will just basically chow down on the general food supply that they can find. And that will result in basically a leeching effect on your supplies. And I think they have a tendency of eating certain things first. Like they'll always eat, I think, potatoes first, which means you'll end up getting a potato shortage. Not that I've studied these mechanics to an unhealthy degree. Right, let's get a couple of turrets up just so. Got some basic defense, nothing fancy. Yeah, I mean with this I just want something at a very slightly elevated height that's got 360-degree rotational directional cover. This is just the simplest, fastest structure that will mean that if I get to this base I'll have some fire, because obviously if you get on survival mode, if you haven't if you haven't managed to sleep, you want to make sure you've at least got some gun turrets if you end up making a mad dash to your nearest settlement just to not die. This will do for now. Get a light bulb up. McCracken, I put a pic of the Andromeda leads on your Twitter. Just look at what they did to Jada Rossi. Let me have a quick look. Let me have a quick look at this. Sorry, guys. Crikey. Technically, does that qualify as some form of abuse? That's quite bad, isn't it? It's funny, I can't remember the name of the actress, but I actually thought that they'd uglified the actress, the scientist from Stargate Universe, which I feel was a case of criminal neglect. I really loved that TV show, and it got cancelled after 2 seasons, and it had the potential to just be one of the best sci-fi shows ever. But it was just too dark for a lot of people. You know, it wasn't optimistic enough for the masses, and that was the end of that. But yeah, if anyone knows that series, they might know who I'm talking about. The one that got sent to the ship. FPS says, I'm ashamed to say I had no idea there was so much to this game. What, Fallout 4 and the base building? I'm a bit OCD with it, I have to... I have to admit, I'm guilty as charged. Right, I'm going to just get a couple of extra beds in. We've got a little bit of food. I'll stick up a couple of water. Yeah, once all your bases are connected, they do share resources. So, in the heat of the moment, I did not put up enough water or food at murkwater, so they will just eat from they will eat from the collective source, as it were. Which can result in weird playthroughs, because obviously you combine certain things to make glue and oil and stuff like that, and you can end up with these weird playthroughs where you can't figure out why you've never got the potatoes you need to do what you need to do, and that's why there'll be just one base where there'll just be a bunch of fucks chowing down on all of your essential materials. Bunch of fucks being meaning your settlers, your lovely settlers, who admittedly are a lot nicer and more grateful than the settlers in Frostpunk. Whilst being an excellent game, fuck me, it's hard keeping those guys happy. McCracken says, which SGU actress are you talking about? I liked that show a lot. Okay, I think... Hello, random settler man. There you go. Chop chop. Get to work. 9 beds, 12 food. Should be... I'm going to throw up a couple more tasso. She was the scientist who got remote body transported using that technology to help them. I think it was, I can't remember he's the Scottish guy, the miserable Scottish guy. It was, I think, a scientist he knew. I think she'd had a car crash. I think she had a car crash and was physically injured on Earth. I think I can hear gunfire, sorry. I will look it up for you, McCracken, and link it. It's been ages since I've watched SGU, which I might have to give it another shot. Yeah, I'm sure there was some history between the main scientist on the ship and her, and she was back on Earth, and she'd been, I think she was she quadriplegic? Dr. Rush, yes. The extremely unlikable and dysfunctional scientist. U572 says, I love your review of Frostpunk. Oh, thank you very much, mate. I really enjoyed reviewing that game. I thought that's one of many little gems that have come out this year. I'm going to sleep till morning. If you guys don't mind, excuse me for 1 second while I quickly Google what McCracken says. Jennifer Spence. Look. It wasn't that actress. It was, I think it's the woman that took over her body. I'm going to look up Dr. SGU, Dr. Rush's love interest. Yeah, nearly there. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, if you Google, yeah, it's Amanda, is it? SGU Amanda. Yeah, if you Google SGU Amanda Maranchik. Harry? Let me know if you've got her. But yeah, it's Amanda. That's who I thought they'd modelled that character on, and then they'd uglified her. Uglified's the word, yeah? Right. Right, in classic form, I'm just going to take a 2-minute break, just go and get an energy drink. I'm going to have to head back to Murkwater fucking production site because I'm a shithead. And then we're going to make a dash for home. I think probably if I can get to a Gret Tours Marina, then it will be relatively safe. Anyway, I'm just going to put my OBS sign up for a few seconds. I will answer that question in 2 minutes' time, McCracken. Yeah, I should develop better microphone discipline, really. Turn it off before I put it down. Kathleen Monroe. Yeah. That's her. Can you see it? Yeah, she's who I think I thought they'd uglified. But yeah, she's lovely. She's in a couple of things. I'm trying to remember what I knew her before. I knew her before SGU. I can't remember what she's in, but then the sort of the ginger-haired girl, I knew her from somewhere before as well. But a lot of those actors do the rounds. I'm watching a lot more TV shows these days than I am movies, because movies are pretty horrible at the moment. Generally speaking, I'd say there's much better TV around than there are movies. Gross generalisation, but fuck it, I've said it. And I've noticed now I'm watching more TV shows, I'm noticing that there's quite a lot of people who do the rounds across the board. A lot of them have been on some iteration of Stargate as well. Right. Try and make this as painless as possible. That's not one I've actually seen much of, the Patriot. Or Patriot. What a fucking dumbass. Got him. Law and Order. Yeah, that's another one that slipped me by. I somehow managed to avoid watching Law and Order. It's obvious. McCracken says he's on IMDb, by the way. IMDb, total God mode internet resource. Yeah, I'm wondering whether your preferences in shows are not just about genre, but what they clash with, what's on at the same time, and what forces you to choose. Although that said, these days practically everything I watch is on demand. But right, let's get to this shithole. Get some improvised water up, nothing fancy. And just for the record, I would just like to say this is nothing you've seen today is what I would consider a build. This is literally me just throwing shit up and moving on so I can come back. I'm just gonna, yeah, that's a live one. I'm blowing that car up so that it's effectively a controlled explosion. But yeah, these are not, this isn't my idea of building a fucking base, just in case anyone's wondering. I'm throwing this shit together in a hurry, just so I can move on, and I'll come back when there's people and start assigning people to beds and jobs and shit like that. Right, what do we got? Hello, would you like a job?
If you work, you eat. It's as simple as that.
You are now a gunsmith. Congratulations. You have the number one quality that I look for in a gunsmith, which is a pulse, and you're in front of me. I've just had a brainwave. If I just chuck her behind the counter.
Okay.
If I just chuck her behind the counter, with a bit of luck, I'll be able to trade with her and buy some 308 ammo. As long as I don't shoot her.
Just looking to trade a little.
I'm sure I've got something you need.
Let's see what you got.
Here's what I've got.
Ah, fuck it. She needs to refresh. Oh well, good plan. At least all the new settlers will. All of the new settlers will at least automatically go to food. So if you assign people to other things and they're not assigned to food, it's not the end of the world, because all the new settlers that turn up will just automatically pick food as the default occupation. They're not going to pick things like shopkeeper by default. U572 said, "Do you watch Taboo?" No, I've missed Law and Order, missed Taboo. I've not seen The Fall with Gillian Anderson, although I think she's absolutely excellent. Yeah, I actually one of the few people who don't. I didn't have a didn't have a thing for her when she was Scully. I could appreciate she was attractive, but I don't quite get Scully mania, as it were. I think she's actually become more attractive over time. Like I saw in some other. Oh God, what was she in? She's in some other thing. Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. Right, we have 40-degree water. McCracken, I like Gillian Anderson, period. I guess I'm going to have to be very careful what I say about Gillian Anderson from now on. I also now imagine that McCracken has Gillian Anderson wallpaper. It's quite a surreal concept. I'm going to stick up some I don't know what you call these things. Garden plots. I use garden plots, by the way, even though I don't really need to use them a lot of the time, but I use them because at least you know exactly where the fucking plants are. So if they end up getting fucked up by raiders or something, you know, if you go to the garden plot, you're going to find where the plant should be. Otherwise, I know, I hate just slapping them down like this, but there you go. If you just plant things in the ground, if your base gets attacked, sometimes you can never find that last wrecked plant that's buried somewhere. And there'll always be some annoying wrecked plant giving you an alarm that there's something in your base that needs to be repaired, which I'm sure everybody's had at some point, and it's fucking annoying to just constantly be reminded there's something in your base that needs repaired whilst you search for that one broken carrot or something. Right, where are we at? Okay, this is embarrassingly rough and ready, but fuck it. Gonna do for now. As long as the peons have enough bush tucker to be getting on with. Oh, another random person. And make some pies. Right. McCracken says, I watch the 100 sometimes. It's a train wreck, but has some good looking people in it. Lol. Yeah, I have to admit that
Biggest town I ever saw.
there's just something weird about that show that I find it quite watchable, and it's bizarre because there are some TV shows that are just fucking car crashes. I mean, they're not good, but they're still very enjoyable to watch. I've been watching some Agent Carter recently, and you just can't take that show too seriously. But I find it perfectly enjoyable to watch. Was it Doll's House with from the guy who did Firefly? I think he did Buffy as well. But Doll's House is another sci-fi show that was
Got work to do.
perfectly
Can't talk
entertaining. But Jesus
If
Christ,
you need a weapon, you've come to the right place.
you don't want to overthink it.
Let's see what you have.
Here's what I've got.
Yes, that's the shit right there. That was the plan. I guess sleeping has reset it.
Excuse me.
Looking for a weapon?
U572 says, thank you for the great company. See you next time.
Sure.
Mate, thank you very
Let's
much
take a
for
look.
coming, and on behalf of everyone, been a pleasure. Catch you next time, U572. I think I said U571, didn't I? Of course, the U-boat. Let's sell some crab. That'll do it. Right. Yeah, McCracken says I haven't watched Carter yet. I think I will now. I see it on one of my internet channels. Yeah, it's surprisingly just fairly innocent, entertaining fun in the Marvel universe. And weirdly, I watched another show which I didn't think I'd like was oh god, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That looks so shit, but similarly, if you don't overthink it, it's quite entertaining fun. I think to some degree or other, if you're a gamer, then any reasonable sci-fi will be a bit like your version of a soap opera. Do you know what I mean? Non-gamers will, like they sit down and watch all sorts of crap soap operas. I think if you're a gamer, to some degree or other, sci-fi series fill that slot. I've been saving up the 100. I like to watch 4 episodes at a time. I watch the season premiere and all the episodes before. It's a binge show for me. Yeah, I can see that actually. I think it is binge show material. For a fact. How am I going to do this? Yeah, to be honest, I struggle these days to to actually watch things one episode at a time. I'm so used to sort of Amazon Prime and Netflix. It's like the idea of actually like watching one episode and waiting for a week is infuriating. Like with Legion, it's just like fuck that. I have to wait a little bit because yeah, just watching one episode at a time is it fair to say it's antiquated these days? But maybe we're just spoiled and we just expect to have everything on demand. I am going to go and try and just go in a fairly straight line and box around Gunners Plaza. But yeah, what I did there is is it cheesing? I don't know if it's cheesing, but it is useful to just chuck up a few vendors, restock, unfuck yourself. Normally I'll always the first thing I do is I'll stick up a medic, because I'm usually chugging so much fucking booze. Oh man, that's X100 gear. How much carry capacity do I have? This way. So that's 50. That's going to take me. Oh, bollocks. Sorry, but that's XO1 gear. That's top shelf stuff. I'm gonna quickly drop that off at the ranch. A lot of back and forthing today, but that's just how it is with this game sometimes. I watched all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until this season. Haven't started yet. Exactly the same. It was free on Amazon Prime, and watched a couple of episodes, and that was it. I was done now. Whenever they were available, I've watched them, and I would have actually probably paid, because the current season isn't free yet. I probably would have paid for it. It was just the fact that they're releasing the episodes week by week. I think they're airing on Sci-Fi or something first, or Sky, and then they're releasing them one at a time. And I thought, in fact, if I'm going to pay in advance for the whole season and then get drip fed an episode every week, I don't mind doing that if I'm half the season's out already. But if it's only right at the start, screw that. Aging FPS, can't remember the last time I watched live TV. Yeah, I agree. It's just occurred to me that I still get a TV license, because obviously it's a criminal. You can get a criminal record if you don't have a TV license in this country. But it's just starting to dawn on me that I can't remember the last time I watched anything live, and you only need a TV license for watching things that are live. If anything else that's shown after the live transmission no longer counts. I could theoretically bin it. McCracken says, I took the TV box out of my room and put it in my grandpunk's room. All I have is PC now. McCracken says it's free on the CW on PC. What's CW? Sorry man, I don't know that acronym. Oh, fucking shit. Yes, it's one of those guys. Don't get close to me. Yeah, we've one of the very few rules on the site, because I didn't really want any, is I'm not allowing links just in case some troll turns up and starts posting shady links to external, what's the word, malware sites, mate. I'm not even sure I can. Yeah, sorry, man. That was entirely automated. I went through it with Cal, and we have pretty much removed every rule. Up, and the only three that remain are spam, just to stop some dickhead just coming on and spamming chat. Links so that people don't sort of post malware links, and for some reason people can't say cunt. It will always ask permission if someone uses the word cunt, which isn't even what we had planned, but there you go. Okay, this is going to get interesting. Yes, CWTV is free and has Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that. I thought I'd broken the link enough to pass. Modern algorithms for you, dude. Yeah, I mean, we are literally running bare bones rules, so. But I felt, yeah, we felt that was worth keeping because, you know, just don't want one person coming on and then posting something to some North Korean hack site. So I'm just having a good old vape before I decide what to do with these motherfuckers. I think I'm going to let those guys drift down towards Gunners Plaza because there's, well, seven of those hostiles, and I don't really want to try and tank them alone. Yes, plan is working. They're going to take on Gunners Plaza for me. Fuck me, he's tough. Sorry, ragstag meat is ragstag meat. Just going to see if I can sneak in here without aggroing those bad boys. Yeah, if you're a obsessive loot whore like me, ragstag meat is the stuff of life. Fuck me. So tempted to put a shot into that guy, but I really want to let them duke it out for themselves first. There's some quite heavy duty guys on that roof, and they can do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. And I certainly don't want to get into a fight over there and aggro both parties. Aging FPS says, I wasn't sure what to do about rules too. Like you, I have virtually no rules but don't allow links. Yeah, I literally wanted as few as possible. You know, I believe in the principles of freedom of speech. I think at the same time people need to be responsible for their actions. So the absolute bare minimum for me was, God, I thought the game froze. I mean, I don't care what language people use. If people are being obnoxious, they're being obnoxious whether they're doing it politely or not. So I just felt that language per se wasn't an issue. I'm sure you can imagine there's only about 3 words in the English language that I don't want to hear. Which yes, they're 5 fucking aggroed them. Why are they moving? They're moving towards the fucking noise. Nope, they're moving around the front. there's 3 specific hate terms I don't want, that are overused in the gaming community, and particularly by certain types of player. We'll just leave it at that. And that I don't really want to hear. I don't mind if someone, used them descriptively, if you know what I mean. If they were talking about self-censoring here, and I really don't need to, but if someone was talking about, like I am now, I wouldn't, and said the 3 words I don't want to hear are nigger, faggot and Jew, I'd have no problem with someone using it in that context. If somebody uses it as an insult, then yeah, I've got a problem. Other than that, I can give a shit what language people use. So I've got the ability to ban people, just so if someone comes on and starts being an arsehole, I can ban them. But if, people can be as nice to each other as they like while swearing, and I don't give a fuck. And, if it's all in good humour, I don't care. The links, had to do something about the links just to stop people from basically potentially doing something harmful to viewers. And that's pretty much it. The spam, just because I don't want someone blocking chat. And those were the kind of 3 unavoidable things. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. I don't know, I just didn't really want to police it. People have enough rules to deal with all day long. I don't think people really need more rules when they come and watch my stream. And if you're playing video games, particularly the kind of games I play, you're used to swearing. McCracken says no links is a good default rule. Yeah, I think people could potentially target me, or how can I put it? People could try and take out some spiteful agenda on me by griefing people watching my channel. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to see, my supporters end up being fucked up because someone's thought it would be funny to, spam my chat with fucking harmful email links. And let's face it doesn't require a lot of effort to go on the internet and just find some random oh motherfucker. 1 second. Yeah, it wouldn't require much work to go and find some harmful site and then just come on here and just start spamming the link, and then suddenly a bunch of people could have a very bad day. Aging FPS says, yeah, it just isn't worth the risk. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can't protect everybody from everything because, people might run into the same link somewhere else, but I guess that's the thing. Someone might try and settle a score with me by coming on here and trying to fuck with you guys, and that's not on. And if I can very easily protect against that, why not? But I was advised by Cal that was standard operating procedure for a very good reason. Right, I don't know if to have a pop at those guys. Don't really have much carrying capacity, but fuck it. He looks like fun. Probably not my smartest move, but he's probably a big bag of XP. Let's get one into that car. Yeah, it might not be the smartest thing I've ever done, but fucking hell. Got a fucking automatic gamma gun. If I was wearing anything other than full-blown power armor, that might be bad news. Someone else shooting at him. Right, sorry if I'm completely ignoring chat, but... Right. Right, legendary Rust Devil. Right, please stay behind that car while I blow it up. That would be super nice. Right, I'm going to go for this legendary dude because he's a legendary dude and might have a non-shit fucking weapon. Fuck me, don't fuck this up. Shit, hit the motherfucker! Fucking Jesus, he's got the luck of the fucking gods on him. Right, I've got to get some fucking meds in me. I will be looking at chat in a second. That is a masterclass in missing. Okay, made up for it at the end. McCracken, by the way, CWTV has most of the comic book shows. Flash, Black Panther, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, etc., etc. Usually a few minutes after it airs on TV. Is that a paid for cable or satellite channel in the States, McCracken? Please have a non-shit gun. Sorry, non-shit legendary item. FPS says I'm not using song request either. I mod a couple of channels where we've had people song requesting racist stuff. Yeah, there's... some people just don't know what a good joke is, really. And just want to cause mischief, sadly. But, okay, I'm going to take that. Yeah, I'm not actually going for the song requests personally, just because of the limitations on YouTube. Because I will be streaming. I'm running. I'm going to be streaming and posting the vids on YouTube, and the copyright issues are different on each platform. So if I have song requests on Twitch, I might get away with all sorts of stuff perfectly fine on Twitch, but then when I post it up on YouTube, I'll get an instantaneous copyright strike. So I may well have music, but I will be doing all sorts of weird shit with rights-free music. The music selection might turn into a fucking train wreck, but let's try it out and see what happens. This is a super mutant area, isn't it? Fuck it, I'm going to head down to a Gret. That's a Gret down there, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to head down to a Gret and go and take a break. Yeah, I barely built anything thus far. I really need to work... I have, just to show you, I've been doing some building up in the north. Very basic stuff. I built my 10 Pines buff. That's why I built my Execute or Death Camp / Holiday Camp. Done some I've done some decent build at Sanctuary, decent build at Red Rocket, decent build at Abernathy Farm, decent build at Starlight, and pretty much I think everywhere else is a fucking shithole where I've just literally passed through, put up a beacon, moved on. In fact, some of these places I didn't have the materials for a beacon. All of this is just like thrown together shit. So I've just been moving through, putting up a beacon and then a bed. That's if it was connected with a settler, and unlocking them all. And now the plan is to get home and then start building them up. But yeah, nearly everything is like this. It's a couple of fucking water pumps. Jesus, not even. Right, yeah, 30 water, a little bit of food. 7 people, fuck all beds. No wonder everyone looks so grouchy. Better throw some beds down. But yes, this is all very basic shit. And the builds will come later. Aging FPS is hard, at least you have control that way. Yeah, I'm sure it's sort of work in, you know, it's probably one of those things that's always going to be a work in progress until you've been doing it for a long time, and even then we'll all probably be picking up on stuff.
I don't think we've met yet. I heard your radio beacon, so I figured, why not? This looks like a decent enough place, so, you know.
Sorry for the interruption.
Thanks for giving us the chance. Anything specific you want me to do, I'm willing to pitch in anywhere you need.
She thinks this is a pretty good place,
Not right
so
now.
she's clearly an idiot. It's a shithole, so I won't give her a responsible job. Let's build some beds. Yeah, I have to find some decent music though, FPS, which is going to be the fun part. But we'll see. Yeah, I have actually had a little look at some of the outsider music, but I think it might be a bit weird even by the standards of my supporters. But it's rights free. You know, outsider music is like these weird collections of music by people who like record their own albums and stuff, like these vanity albums, and it's appalling. But I think it's such a niche joke. I don't think most people are gonna get it. I mean, some of it grates on me, and I think it's funny. But even I struggle with some of it. Fuck me, this place is rough. Just want to get a couple of beds in, and so it's not like complete bed crisis. I want to try a different build with this place, this playthrough. Jesus is shoddy, but fuck it, needs must as the devil drives. Thinking of doing a different build, like building something over the water, like above there. But we'll see. Right. Yeah, outsider music is kind of this obscure phenomenon where people would like make their own albums, and you know, like vanity publishing, where people would like get their own. No one would publish their book, so they pay a vanity publisher money, and they will produce like 100 copies, and then people can say, "Ah, I've published my first book." And sometimes it's completely legit, because sometimes
Lost track of how many
certain academic books will only, you know, get published that way. But most of the time, sadly, it's because the book is really terrible. That's a mean thing to say, but there you go. Then again, it might be a very good book, but you know, there's in fact, to be fair, there's an assumption that only good books get published, and that's bullshit, because I'm a firm believer that there's more to why certain books get published. I'm sure for every Philosopher's Stone, there was 100 other decent books where someone didn't manage to get their book read by the right person. But yeah, in the music industry, there's been a lot of bad vanity music published over the years. I watched a documentary about it and some pretty fucking awful outsider music. I'll try and set some up so I can play some on a stream next time, and then scare the shit out of everybody, and everybody will leave and probably block me and ignore me. Right, let's make a break for home. It's time to get up to Sanctuary. I can hear noise and don't like this. I think I just shot him in the testicles. All good. Yeah, the train tracks are a great quick way to move up and down the map, but unfortunately I think they've kind of twigged that when they were designing this game. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but there always seems to be conspicuous, inconvenient collections of ghouls along the railway tracks. Just when you're tramping up and down them and you're getting too confident, you end up getting your kneecaps bitten off. Let's have a look. McCracken says, I learned something today. There are about 5 couples in the Division game. All of them are homosexual. I learned today that noticing that makes me a homophobic retard. Lol, that is literally all I said, that I noticed it. Who said you were homophobic? Pardon. Hello, mate. What? Why did you shoot someone in their testicles? That shit hurts. I don't know why. It's something about me and shooting first person is, if I can't get a good headshot, for some reason I default to shooting them in the testicles. But McCracken says on Reddit, mate, I've seen you a couple of times say things that clearly, you know, I could say hand on heart that you're not homophobic because of things I've seen you say. So, but we do live in an age where just commenting on certain things will have certain people make the immediate assumption that somehow you're a white sheet wearing bigot and start freaking out about it. I'm a bit shocked there's only 5 couples in the Division though. I probably should have scoped that out a bit more before I just let rip, but fuck it. I've got a good handle of where I am. Sounds perfectly reasonable to me. The shooting testicles, I mean. Yeah, I don't know where it comes. I don't know where it comes from. It's just literally, it's just sort of, I just noticed I do it, and someone else has picked up on it on a stream. It was just, I don't know. Maybe on a subconscious level. On a subconscious level, I'm thinking that will hurt them, and it will. Right, I can some things around here. Right, I could have. It's getting late. I need to shift my arse. I may have to call this at the a couple of bases short because it's still a tramp with this armour. I will say I will be very pleased. I'll be very pleased that I'm high level on this playthrough and I've got high carry capacity, high strength, and I can dispense with the power armour. Oh, there's something bad round here, I can tell. But yeah, I'd be glad when I can shit can this fucking power armor and just have some legendary armor that has speed on it and just move around the map much quieter. Oh, I don't want to die now. It's been such a journey getting to this point. There's going to be ghouls. This place has just got to have ghouls. I can feel it in my water. Ooh, loot. Motherfucker. Eat 'em. Chop and have some water. Pardon says, I do remember finding the phone call of the girl coming out to her mum about having a girlfriend. Nice bit of social commentary from the devs. Also, I love shooting AI in the butt or testicles. Would love it if a nutshot was a one-shot kill in the game. It should be. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not sure I've met anyone yet who could survive a rifle round to the testicles. I mean, you know, people are capable of a lot if they've got enough adrenaline in them, but bloody hell. There's ghouls. I know there's ghouls or a yogwai here. Fuck it. If they're gonna let me pass, they're gonna let me pass. Good for them. Yeah, I'm sure a psychologist would have a lot to say about the act of shooting for the groin. But perhaps it will be a modifier in a future FPS game. In fact, from now on, we should just make it our business that wherever we go, if we ever see any discussion about location modifiers in a game, we should be completely deadpan serious and talk very earnestly about the fact there should be a testicle modifier or a crotch modifier. Christ, I'm going to have to get in Reddit and find out what's been going on. I didn't pick up on the guy calling his BF. Brennan says it's not even a big deal. All I said is that I noticed there are no heterosexual couples in the entire story. And for that you have been marked. Yeah, there's always somebody, there's always people waiting on Reddit to be offended. And the thing is, you know, I might swear a lot, but I'm probably more politically correct than most. Let's face it. And but you know, it's like a number of times, you know, you'll say something and just you can tell someone's just been waiting there to be offended by you. You know what I mean? And it's like it's that gotcha moment where they're like, really? You have really just been waiting like a praying mantis to be offended. Right, let's get rid of some of this shit. I am actually going to wrap this up now because it's quite late here, and whilst I'm good to go on a little longer, my voice tends to echo through the flat. So I'm going to dump this shit, get my weight down to a point where my legs aren't going to snap. Which might actually not be possible.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Stop talking to me. I was talking to the NPC there, by the way. Right, what shit can I dump? Fuck it. Fuck it for now. I'm just going to chuck a little bit of water in there. There you go. Right, guys. Thank you very much for the stream. I've finally made it to Shitsville, another half-built or non-built base. I would strongly suggest checking out Rico's build of this place. Rico was on my stream, my last stream, and I recently liked one of his videos, and it's him walking around on Xbone. He did a heavily modded build here, and it is absolutely gargantuan and worth checking out. But I'm going to boost off. McCracken, pardon, FPS, everybody else, thank you very much for watching. I will be sticking these up on YouTube soon. Pardon says, hold on, sharks don't have an anus. I need to Google that. They don't. They have a clacoa. I need to update that ticker, but it is always nice to know that someone's actually reading it. McCracken, see you later. Take care. FPS, thank you very much for swinging by, mate. Night, night.